Hello, everyone. Welcome to a very special Cheeky Scientist panel. I have on with us Elliot Brecht. Hi, Elliot. I have Alejandra with us as well. Hi, Alejandra.
Hi, everybody.
And Lisa. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Oh, I'm
Thanks
good.
for being here. And so we're going to talk today about resumes, something we haven't discussed as a panel for quite a while. And we wanted to talk about from each of our points of view, the most critical aspects of your resume, what to understand, especially if you're starting your job search for the first time, or if this is your first recession job search. So we want to get back to the fundamentals here, the fundamentals that will make sure that you can actually get hired in a recession, because you can't be as sloppy, so to speak, in a recession as you could be when hiring was through the roof. So focused on resumes, Elliot, what would you say is the number one most important thing that you'd want to tell PhDs starting their job search to focus on their resumes?
I mean, there's lots and lots of things that they should focus on and look at. But one of those things that always sort of like pops out for me, and I think sort of at least draws a lot of things, is sort of those like tangible results of what you did, what you actually accomplished. And I think that often people sort of gloss over and are just like, I did some posters, I did some papers, I did this. You think of those papers as only like the main important thing, but you forget about those conference presentations, how many times you did a poster presentation, and those numbers are like important. How many different projects you worked on simultaneously. And I think putting in those numbers, putting in those things, like I did 10, 15, 50 different poster presentations. I did, 3 conference presentations at places, and I did some papers that result after, getting these different parts of my projects, and then another project, your thesis, your dissertation as well. Like that's a project, that's a completion, that's something tangible that you did. And that's usually broken up into several chunks as well. And each of those components is something that you tangibly completed. And I think people don't actually, emphasize those things enough. And I think that's a really important thing that need to be in that actual resume.
Yeah, a lot of us never learn to speak in terms of results. In an industry, they want you to speak in terms of results. And eye tracking studies on resumes show that people's eyes stop on numbers, as in the numerical value. Don't overthink your results. It doesn't have to be a publication or a grant every time. Again, it can be a project, a discovery, a methodology system that you, protocol that you've innovated or improved as well. Alejandra, from your point of view, what's the most critical thing that you'd like to tell to PhDs entering their job search?
Well, the first thing is that you need an industry resume to apply for industry position, and an industry resume is not a CV. Like, it might be tempting to just take your 10 pages long CV where you've listed every single one of your presentation, publication, collaboration, and decide to edit it into an industry resume. That's a bad strategy. These are two completely different documents. The goals of those documents are also different. So I know it might be cringing a little bit to face the white page, but face the white page. Start your resume with an industry mentality, thinking as an industry professional, as Elliot said. Focus it on results, understand that the goal of that document is to land the interview, and it's not a CV, so just start fresh.
Yeah, well said. And trust me, we know how busy you are. You put all this work into your CV, you can't even imagine not using all of it. In academia, more information is always better, but not in industry. More white space is better, more simplicity, clarity is better. We have a lot of templates for resumes that you can get for free on our website at cheekyscientist.com too, that might help you at least see how simple you need to make your industry resumes. Lisa, same question to you. What's critical from your point of view?
Well, Elliot and Alejandra have already made some really great points. So I reiterate those points, of course. I would also say that in line with that, it's important to consider the perspective of your audience, right? So you have, when you're writing for an academic CV, you're focused on comprehensive, accurate, complete, right? That's the kind of information you're looking to include, which is why I remember when I was academic, I was always so excited once I actually got to the point where my CV was actually like 6 to 10 pages. It was like an accomplishment just to have that document. But it's different in industry, right? Because as Elliot and Alejandra were saying, it's you want to focus on presenting how you can help the company, right? The company is looking to find a person in 5 to 7 seconds, right? That's all you have, 5 to 7 seconds, to interview somebody who is a good candidate, who will actually contribute to the company, contribute to the team, add positively to the company, add positively to the team, help everybody in the company and in the team actually move forward. So when you're putting together your resume, you have to present how you will actually accomplish that, right? So it's not just about what you've done. It's not just about what you have. It's not just about your skills. It's about how that will all come together, and how it's the so what. The question, I think, always comes down to, you can do X, Y, Z, but so what? How does that actually contribute to the company? How does that actually help, right? So the transferable skills, the measurable results, what you've accomplished, which is more than just your publications. You've all accomplished far more than just that. Focus on the so whats.
Yeah, so I think, to recap a few things that you said, I mean, number one, employers are going to spend 5 to 7 seconds on your resume. It kind of is the first time that they're getting to know you, that first mini 5 to 7 second interview. And by skimming your document, they have to get the impression that you're a good fit for their company. You don't need to give them the impression that you've accomplished a lot, or that you've done, you've learned a lot of different experiments, or you've done a lot of lesson plans or whatever. You want to show them that you're a good fit for where you're going. So your resume has to be future facing. It's got to be for an industry audience, not an academic audience. One thing I want to pull out of that, and a point of my own that I think is the most important, is really keying in on those transferable skills that industry employers care about. Whereas a lot of us who have spent time in academia, we might think that they're the simple skills, the soft skills, the interpersonal skills, things like time management, leadership skills, project management skills. In a recession, risk mitigation skills, resource management, change management. You have these skill sets, but they might sound basic to you. They don't have some complex word in it, so you don't think to use it. They are crucial. Not having these words is a red flag on your resume, especially to people who are the initial gatekeepers that don't have PhDs. Those are the words. They got trained. Many of them got degrees relating to risk management, resource management, human resources, for example, change management, and so forth. The final point is, make sure you're structuring your resume correctly. Use the right template, and don't bury the lead. In academia, whether we're giving a presentation or writing a CV, et cetera, we kind of like have this slow build. We tell a story, and then it's like, here's the most important information. You can't do that with your resume. You got to pull it up to the top. That top 1/3 of the first page, it's your visual center. It's where your professional summary should be. Your 3 biggest career highlights as 3 bullet points there. So hopefully this will help you get started. We have a lot of resources on resumes at cheekyscientist.com. If you're interested in joining our association, getting access to everybody you see here, our entire team and 10,000 plus PhDs, you can go to phdsgethired.com. That'll help you learn more about our association, our flagship program that helps PhDs get into industry jobs. Thanks all for being here. Bye.